Hey YouTube, Farmall 51 here. Alright, we're here at the Red Power Showdown in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. This is Thursday, I think, when we got there. But I've got some videos got audio on it, some doesn't, and it just depends on if there was music playing in the background. So 44. Yeah, this is a real nice gas burning row crop 544 to hydro. Big old 650. I think you'll see that in one of the Parade of Power videos that came out yesterday, I think, or today actually. That was a pretty neat tractor. Nice 400. Probably early 51 Super C or so. The Chisholm Rider bean harvester was a pretty neat piece out there. I think it comes through the Parade of Power as well. Yeah, 1954.
And back on for another set at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Enjoy the big Red Power Showdown here, Chapter 17 at the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds. Stay safe, be happy, and have fun.
Nice little orchard, I guess, orchard tractor.
I think I failed to mention that there'll be
Performance during 014.
Over by the Lawrence Arena.
Nice little F12 with duals on it.
We've got a full afternoon for you at 1 o'clock. The tractor game's 1:30. The next bus goes up to Millville for the Chapter 17 Museum. At 2 o'clock, Richard Engasser will be having his presentation. And at 4 o'clock, it's my pleasure to pass by for the final set.
This is a nice 200 Farmall. This is the H we did the video on of Mark Walker here, video or two back. If you hadn't seen that, go check that one out. It's a early 39 Farmall H. Nice demo C and white demonstrator C and A. I didn't see I don't think there was a white demonstrator cub out there, but those were your three that International had. They painted white in 1950. I thought this was neat on here. They had little caps on the grease fittings. I'll point it out here in a second. Yeah, that's a pretty good idea there. Because this white tractor, that grease and all will drip down and stain the paint.
Bus will leave for gate 3 at 1:30.
You gonna
Also at 1 o'clock
go to that?
is the
Yeah,
tractor games over
I'd love to go
by
and see it. A little bit.
Margaret Earth, over by and Shell, and for the Hill. That's always very interesting, and a whole series of hit and
I always wanted one of these tractors, a 666 hydro or something. Thought it'd be a neat one to have.
The opportunity for Richard Engasser's presentation
It's a hall right there. They had a couple W9s out there. One, I think it was one Super WD9 with TA. I think you'll see that one here shortly.
Chapter 17 is a written hour showdown. We'd like to welcome you.
I didn't see many of these tractors out in the eastern part of the United States. This is a nice little power unit, or shop mule, I guess they call it. I don't know, it's been a year or so ago. There was a guy in one of the shows we went to that had one that was restored. A little BN. And this is one of the several segments where I had to cut the audio because of they had a band playing in the background that was playing all kind of different music. So this was early, I think this is a 39, because you can see the serial plate on the pedal guard there. Yeah, 39. They did that on the first, I think, first part of 39, or maybe all of 39, but so you can see the serial plate. I think that was 602. 501, you'll see later on in the video, 501 was out there. Nice Cub Lowboy with the mower. Good grass cutting tractors. It's 57, 58 Cub, I think. It's always neat to see the original dealer stickers still on them. The Super MTA. Definitely the king of garden tractors there. That size of Cub Cadet. That was like the 982s, I think. Somewhere along the size of those. There's a 982 there. I think most of them had the Onans in them. There's the same shop mule. Quite a few 66 series tractors out there as well. This one's very nice. It's 1466. I believe that's regular because it has the open gears on the steering system, so that would be a regular Farmall. Now I'm not sure which number that one is. I should have looked at the tag.
For all our visitors that are visiting Roundup or Showdown for the very first time for International Harvester, welcome to the largest cult tractor collectors in the world. International Harvester built millions.
Another Super MTA.
Farm equipment, industrial equipment.
There's quite a few of those out there.
Refrigerators to air conditioners, and if you're interested in any of that sort of thing,
706 that probably had a corn picker on it one time.
This is chapter 17. It's one of 39 chapters throughout the world, including
I think there's like 45
Great
or 46
Britain,
chapters
and
now.
Australia, and many of the different states from California to New England.
Big old 660.
So this is chapter 17 of this part of Pennsylvania, and we'd like to welcome you to this Showdown, which is just a fun show where we have auctions, parades, displays, wares for sale, collector's items that are for sale in the exhibition halls. They're also air conditioned, just a good place to spend a few minutes. And there's something here for everybody, from toys to tools to tractors to construction equipment, trucks, anything that has to do with international, you're at the right place. But it's a great place just to share and enjoy, and that's what we want you to do today, and make sure concession stands. A day wouldn't be complete without one of Saul's Smokehouse steak sandwiches and Al's Diner right across the way there. And it's a Bloomsburg tradition.
Yeah, I'm showing the tag this time. I didn't show it the last time when I walked around.
So, welcome to the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds and the Chapter 17 Red Tower Showdown. Anybody that's interested in more information about a chapter near you or this Chapter 17, you're welcome to come in.
Another nice restored 400. Definitely have a better paint job on them now than when they left the factory. There's quite a few pulling tractors out there. There wasn't no tractor pull out there that I was aware of, but there was I think there was a tractor pull down the road somewhere, a little ways off. But this out here is showing the turbo set up on the M. There's got a turbo. Still wouldn't mind having one of these. That's was it the Hinkler cab, they call it?
Yeah, one over there had it on it.
Hinkler or something?
It had a decal on it, so Hinkler.
Okay.
Or Hickler or something.
Yeah, that was the only thing about them cabs is all that glass and all that sun coming in. And no air. Well, if it...
That one don't. It has the back glass and open.
A lot of them had the box, the air box, air conditioner on top. Farmall 350. Where's that coming from? $400.
We'll work together, but there's just not enough of it, especially with these silver cars.
Nice 460 there with it's actual Circle Cub. Early 47, early 47s up until July, I think, had the Circle Cub decal, and then they dropped. I think if I'm right, I think they dropped that pretty early on. 23. You see I pulled a clutch pedal back to see the Q date code on there for, I was just checking to see if it's actual 47. A lot of people will put a decal on there and it come in the kit if you get a cheap kit. There's a 47, 48. And I've got a short video on this skid steer here, but
yeah, they put little Wisconsin engines in it.
I'll try to have that done here a little bit later.
We can load a dump truck with it. All right, I'll come. I'll be in there in a second.
The only 140 that I seen out there.
Also couldn't find a leak.
I think this one actually had the fast hitch on it. It's a nice diesel 600. You don't hardly ever see any of those.
Oh, Super C with fast hitch. Or need.
Here's the Super WD6 TA. I was thinking it was a 9 for some reason, but
It's kind of an odd one here, a WD6 TA. I like that one pretty good. It's Harmo H. Harmo 450. Yeah, 450.
They had a real nice display of Cub Cadets. All the different Cub Cadets, the little bathtub mowers and those are pretty neat. 184. A lot of neat Cub Cadet originals here with some neat implements on them. I'll pause it here in a second so you can read that, and you'll have to pause it yourself. M&W made quite a few implements for them, for the early Cub Cadets I know. If I'm not mistaken, this is 409. I don't know if this was a prototype or a test unit. Okay, it must have been a test unit then. And then the one next to it was a concept model that they came out with. It was a Cub hood, you can see obviously, but they named it the Cubette. But I guess they eventually changed it to the Cub Cadet. But this is a mock-up. None of the originals are around that I know of. I'm sure they destroyed it so it wouldn't get out, but basically all it was just a different hood setup. I think everything else is pretty much pretty much the same as the original Cub Cadets. Cub Cadet 108. International Milkers, and they had some memorabilia inside the trailer here. I always like the little advertising photos, literature. Nice, another little F-12. Kind of like the one we had. Danco was another supplier of implements for Cub Cadet. Danco made probably the biggest supplier of implements for Cub Cadet. Danco made a lot of the mowers and little loaders like that you see, and little mower decks and things. They made quite a few, like I say, implements and attachments for the Cub Cadets. Danco was used quite a bit by International Harvester. Some with a mid-mount scraper blade, mower deck, and I think this is a 122, or no, Cub Cadet a 71. Little push mower, always kind of wanted one of those. I think Lawn Boy made those for International Harvester. Let's Cub Cadet 100 or 170 look pretty close. Like I say, Pennsylvania is definitely a Cub and Cub implement and Cub Cadet country for sure. Always the Bloomberg show seems to have quite a bit of Cub and Cub Cadet tractors and implemented parts, I guess. That's a neat little Brindley disc. Brindley was another supplier of implements and things for Cub Cadet. That's a little planter setup for a Brindley planter setup. Cub Cadet with original turf tires on it. These are some of the bathtub mowers. Well, the Cadet line. Nice little snow plow, I guess, on the front. Not sure the bagger was original, but the one these guys are standing around, this was the electric version. They used it was a battery powered lawnmower. So actually, International had that way back before battery operated cars and stuff were a big thing now. But a lot of times, well, Cub Cadet now has their own battery powered mower. So I think he said he had some deep cell batteries in there, but this one actually still worked in mode and everything. So kind of a 55, 56 Cub. Interesting sickle mower. I can't think of, I don't know who that, I can't think of which company that was that made that one. Like I said, there was a lot of different companies, but your M&W, Danco, and Brindley were probably the three biggest. Like I said, it made all kind of little attachments and mowers and things like that for the Cub Cadets. And Cubs, or Cubs, I think, as well. And it looks like that was a Johnson loader. Never seen that many implements made by them. This is a belt-driven generator that went on the front of the Cub Cadet. Like I said, there's some real nice Cub Cadets and a lot of nice restored ones, a lot of original ones. It's nice always to see the original equipment still. Some of the 82 series. Some 82 diesel, maybe, I think Cub Cadet Corporation. Or I think, I don't know if it was International still making those. I think that's when International was making them for the MTD. When they were being sold. MTD, or International was making them for MTD, I think, at that time. It was a neat little tiller. I'm trying to see what number. I didn't see which number it was, but this on the back side, back here, these are the auction items. It's nice 3414 backhoe would have been nice to have. I'm not sure what it brought. We kind of got out of there before the storms were rolling in, and we wanted to get back to the hotel before a lot of the bad storms got there. But it was neat going through some of the auction items, just seeing all what they had. It was a neat little F-Series pedal tractor, but some planters, a lot of miscellaneous items, little plows and just parts, and front end for a H or something, corn sheller, some wheel weights, and sheet metal parts. It would have been interesting to see what they brought, because by the time I think the auction was starting, storms or the rain was rolling in, so who knows, stuff probably could have went pretty cheap. It's a cart I wouldn't mind having. I can't think if that was a number 2 or 3 cart. Had a few scouts and travel-alls and in trucks and stuff parked around toward the rear there. This is a nice Scout here. I'm not sure if it's original or if it's been repainted, but it was in pretty good shape. This in here was a real nice one. Scout 2. An interesting plaid interior. I can't remember if there's any V8s. I mean, diesels. I think the 345 or whatever they had. Yeah, it's interesting interior. But this looks like it had the original paint. There's some new trucks out there as well, but it's nice. 160, but I can't remember. L160, yeah. I think it was a 59 or something. 52. That was a neat truck. Here's one of the pickups. I think that was 75. Was one of the last years, I think, for the pickup. Got the same engine as the Scout in. I think it's the 345. I might be wrong, but I think it's 345, that number. Of course, this white one here coming up was a pretty neat truck. It's like it had a special, I'm not sure on this one. I think that, yeah, that paint scheme, they had several different paint schemes on them. This is a 208 all-wheel drive. Now the cab and all looks like it had been painted, but the rear half here looks like it was original. It may be in left original because of the decals here. Tailgate was a neat part because I've seen this logo or slogan used before. The other pickup, International sort of called themselves the other pickup because Ford and Chevy were the two biggest names. I guess they didn't even consider Dodge at the time, but I've seen several advertisements referring to them as the other pickup. This is some of the older equipment here. Some of the Titans and Mogul equipment here. This is I think 1910 or something auto buggy.
That's pretty neat. That'd
International.
be pretty neat to ride around on. Look.
International made this as well. Nice W450. A diesel version too. Here's some of the little hit and miss engines they had on display. Like I say, I couldn't play the actual sound because of the little concert they had going on in the background, but this is one of my favorites here. Is a 300 Farmall with a 72 combine, I think it was. This is what I'd like to see, implements like this. You see a lot of tractors, but to me it's better to have something attached to them or have them something set up like this here, 76 combine. Nice 1468. I believe this group here. This is one of the people here that owns one of the 7288s. Of course, it wasn't out there. I hate it wasn't there, but it had a nice little sign that revolved. And 1568. I think this is what this is. Yeah, 1568. That was a nice restoration. That's F14. And this one here was a 274. No, not 274, but it has been modified. And this is that low ride. Farmall is a BN, I guess. They made a low rider out of where they turned the axle upside down. Of course, it's heavily modified, but thanks for watching, and be sure to check part 2 here shortly.